Welcome to Banglar Sultans. Today, we explore one of the greatest unsolved stories in world history, the lost city beneath the desert, the Anasazi secret. In the far corners of the American Southwest, where red cliffs glow like embers at sunset and silence hums louder than sound itself, there are ruins, carved into stone, hanging from canyon walls, abandoned for nearly 1,000 years. They're older than Columbus, older than the Pilgrims, and older than most of the stories we tell of America. The modern world calls them ancestral Puebloans, but long ago explorers had another name. They called them the Anasazi, the Ancient Ones. And somewhere beneath these desert sands, they left behind a secret no one has yet fully uncovered. The people of the cliffs. Long before Europeans dreamed of the New World, the high mesas of Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico were alive with life. Families farmed corn, beans, and squash in the shadow of towering cliffs. They wove cotton into bright cloth and painted pottery with spirals of red and black, symbols of wind, rain, and spirit. They built homes from sandstone and mud, not on the ground, but in the cliffs themselves. Great villages like Mesa Verde and Cliff Palace rose hundreds of feet above the canyon floor, reachable only by ladders carved from wood. To modern eyes, they seem impossible. To the ancient ones, they were sanctuary, safe from floods, enemies, and the restless desert below. A civilization of stars. At night, the Anasazi looked upward. Their kivas, circular ceremonial rooms cut deep into stone, were built to mirror the heavens. There was a small opening in each. Light would pierce at dawn and mark the solstice. They mapped the movements of the sun and moon with mathematical precision centuries before telescopes. Their roads stretched straight across deserts, so straight that even satellites struggled to explain them. They connected cities hundreds of miles apart: Chaco Canyon, Aztec ruins, Hovenweep, a network that whispered of empire. But around the 1200s, the voices fell silent. The Great Vanishing. Archaeologists call it the Great Drought. For decades, rain vanished. Rivers shrank to dust. Crops failed. Families packed what little they had and left their cliff homes behind. Yet some evidence tells another story, one not written in water, but in fear. Arrowheads were found embedded in walls. Skeletons lay unburied, their bones marked by fire. Petroglyphs, carvings on stone, show figures fleeing spirals of darkness. Something terrible happened here. But what? The theories. Over the last century, researchers have proposed many answers. Some say the Anasazi were victims of war, neighboring tribes competing for shrinking resources. Others see evidence of rebellion, of spiritual crisis. The Chaco priests, who once promised rainfall through ceremony, may have lost their power. Faith turned to chaos. There are even whispers of something stranger, a migration forced not by drought or war, but by belief. In oral histories of the Hopi and Zumu peoples, descendants of the Anasazi, there is talk of a sacred journey, a people called by the spirits to leave their homes and walk until they found balance again. They went beneath the desert, one legend says, and from there they began anew. The discoveries beneath the sand. In the 20th century, Explorers searching near Chaco Canyon found tunnels in chambers sealed by centuries of silt. Inside, pottery intact, corn still stored in woven baskets, and strange murals showing masked dancers descending into the earth. Could these have been entrances to the world below, spoken of in legend? Modern archaeologists tread carefully, partly out of respect, partly out of uncertainty. The Hopi say these are not ruins of the dead, but homes of their ancestors, still living in spirit beneath the desert. The rediscovery. Today, the Four Corners region is dotted with national parks and protected lands. Tourists gaze at the empty windows of Mesa Verde and wonder who once looked back. Archaeologists scan the desert with radar, finding more beneath the surface each year. Roads, reservoirs, entire towns hidden like memories. And still, no one can answer the simplest question: why did they leave? Maybe drought, maybe war, maybe something deeper. A realization that the world they built had grown too heavy for its spirit to bear. The message of the ancients. If the Anasazi left us a message, it may be this: that no civilization lasts forever. That harmony with nature is the only foundation that endures. The Hopi elders say the ancient ones did not disappear. They simply moved into another cycle of life. When the world forgets its balance, their spirits rise again to remind us. Epilogue. Beneath the desert. Stand on the rim of Mesa Verde at dusk, and the wind carries whispers through the stone dwellings. It sounds like voices, speaking a language time has almost erased. The sun sinks. Shadows climb the cliff walls. And for a brief moment, the ancient city seems alive again, glowing gold, as if waiting for its people to return. Perhaps they never truly left. Perhaps beneath the desert, the ancient ones still keep watch, guardians of the balance we have yet to learn. Dedicated to the ancestral Puebloan peoples, keepers of the desert's memory. Thank you for watching. Keep in touch for more fascinating historical stories from around the world. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Banglar Sultans.